Hey, so before I start on what topic this video is, a little short story. When I first got into the hobby, I actually don't remember how I particularly got recommended IM videos, but it all eventually led to me buying the original CCA CRA, not the silent revision one, the original one. So I bought it off Shopee, got it, liked it, was amazed, but then one of the sites just died somehow. So then I didn't know what to do. So I just went around different malls, different shops, asking if they could do something for an IM. That's when I went to this kind of high end audio shop where I met the manager and he told me if they've ever heard of this store, at least here, it's called Star Speaker, and I can go there for any audiophile stuff. And the rest is history. Now, I telling you guys about the story because I've seen like that was almost a year ago, or like a bit more than a year ago, and like I've seen more and more people come into the hobby. As always, some friends have even come into the hobby. I've even brought my own cousins into the hobby, and I've noticed like thinking back on it, I do wish there were some sources that could actually help us get our hobby started. Oh, let me find it. More complicated. Sit. So I decided last night to put up an entire list. Now I'm gonna read out the list to you guys, but don't worry, everything that I talk about is pretty much listed in the description of the video. So let's get started. So the guide and resources for beginner audiophiles. First of all, I think is what's important is to learn who to follow, or just find out the people in the hobby space to follow. I'm just gonna list out all of it, at least the ones that I do follow or would recommend myself. Listed, but I'm gonna talk about them now. First and foremost, the Headphone Show, then DMS, who's currently working with the Headphone Show. He has his own YouTube channel. Clinical, obviously, the measure beta of the community. Audio Smith, who's a friend of mine on the Discords. Gears Audio, Super Review, Side Style Audio, who's actually a VTuber audio reviewer. Joshua Valor, Audio Fixation, Andy Audiophile, otherwise known as Dongle Madness. Hobby Talk, Awesome Danny, that's spelled AWSM Danny. Bad Guy Good Audio Views, otherwise known as HPB, Hawaii Bad Boy, OB Audio, Pack the File, The Honest Audiophile, Paul Wasabi, Into It Reviews, Cheap Audio Man, Audio In Reviews, who's actually working with Gears Audio, Prime Audio Reviews, Hi-Fi Audio, In-Ear Fetish or Z Reviews, Real Audio Reviews, El Jeffrey Reviews, Tech Savvy, Bamboo, who doesn't have a YouTube channel but he does have a website, again linked in the description below. Woody Lover, who's the master of flatheads, we'll get to that later. Nims, who writes reviews. Riku Buds, who's actually a DIYer, you should check him out. TGX Ear, another flathead DIYer. Val Buds, also a DIYer, and then Blur and Noob as well. So some of them have their own websites and some of them have social medias, again linked in the description below, and most of them have YouTube channels. But the best part is that if you find one link, you follow one link, you'll find the rest. It's very easy. Because in this community, as big as it is, it's still niche and small. So everyone pretty much knows everyone. So if you manage to find one, you'll find the rest. Next thing that I want to talk about is that once you find people to follow and stuff, the second thing you should do is actually just join communities. It's a lot of benefits to joining communities. But what communities should you follow? The Discord channels. So if you go to their YouTube channels, you'll probably find links to their Discord channels, and please do join them. Because when you're trying to do this hobby alone, it gets really expensive and really hard, especially if you're in the West where you don't probably have a lot of audio stores, or at least audiophile stores to try out. While here in the East, for example, here in Malaysia, we have about 4 audiophile shops, each with their own unique selections. So we don't even have to buy, for the most part, we don't have to buy stuff that we want to try. Like you go into the websites, you hear about all the hype IMs and stuff. For those of you who don't get to try them, you'd have to buy them or find someone who owns them to try them. But here, we can just go to the stores and hopefully they'll probably have it and we can try them for free and get to know our taste and stuff. But for those who can't, you have to blind buy or find someone. That's why joining communities can be so helpful, because when you join a community, you might find someone nearby you who owns sets that you could have never imagined owning and get to try them, make friends with them, and you learn so much. And with that, you can actually cater your taste so that you know what to look for instead of having to just blind buy stuff and just might accidentally buy something you might not like. But some communities are not on Discord. So those would be, well, Headfi. Headfi is actually a website that's pretty much just for audiophiles. There's tons of forums. Sorry. There's also a place where you can exchange IMs or sell them on the website. And there's also reviews written there. Tons actually. So YouTube isn't the only place where you can find reviews. You can also find reviews on Headfi. There's also Reddit. Now, I'm not going to list out or link all the Reddit channels. It's too much. So if you just go to Reddit, you can just type r/Reddit in headphones or something. You'll find more Reddit, subreddit audio channels for audiophiles. And of course, In Ear Fidelity, which is Clinical's own website. And for the description, I actually linked for In Ear Fidelity, I linked his new ranking list, which you can check out. See if you like it. Another thing is that this is something I actually asked some people as well on what their biggest hurdle was when coming to the hobby, and it was actually not knowing what to learn or what we're even talking about. So I listed down 3 links where I found was the most helpful, at least for me when I started. Was one is Headfi's link to describing sound, because in this hobby you'll find people describing so many things, so many terminology, and you might not know what any of it means. That link, that thread in Headfi helps a lot. Another thing was that Headphones shows sound example done by DMS. I've linked both of them. They talk about and give sound examples by EQ on what would sound bright, what would sound dark, what sounds nasally, etc., etc. Really helpful. I'll even link down below Hobby Talk's video talking about what a bass duck is. That's actually really helpful. So that way, when you can read the graphs, you'll know what a bass duck will be and how it might sound like for you. Then there's also something interesting that you might not know when you get into hobby, is that's social media. The best thing that's really useful, I find, is that a lot of the companies and even the stores have their own social medias. They have their own Facebook channels, their own Instagram channels for the most part, and even Twitter. Now, I'm only going to list down their Twitters because I don't have Facebook or Instagram, so I don't use those. So I just link down their Twitters. Some of the shops I listed down are Kiwi Ears' Twitter, C Audio, BQ. I don't know how to pronounce it, so I'm just going to say it. BQEYZ, Hi-Fi Man, Cos, Truth Ear, The Audio, Dunu, Linstall, Shenzhen, Moondrop, and Hi-Fi Go. So then, last and foremost, where to buy? There's so many places to buy, right? And there's so many stuff. Well, the obvious choices would be the websites themselves. So good sites, and well, actually, the way I think about it, I think about the top 3 sites, which would be Hi-Fi Go, Linstall, and Shenzhen. Usually you'll find anything that you want, IM related at least there, and even headphones. Then there's also, speaking of headphones, headphones.com. Literally headphones.com, that's actually the website. But it is mostly for, if not entirely for the West. So if you're in America, Canada, and you're looking for headphones, it's headphones.com. Plus, they actually provide a 365-day return back guarantee, I believe is a term. So yeah, really great guys. Their Discord is really great, and they're really nice guys. The YouTube channel is also great. Do check it out. Then there's also lesser known sites like Bloom Audio or Keep Hi-Fi. Not really used much for me personally, but I'm sure you might find it useful. And of course, the obvious ones like AliExpress and Amazon. I'm not gonna link Amazon and AliExpress. You probably know where to get those as well. And then last and foremost is that something I want to talk about, that the community. In the community, everyone pretty much knows everyone. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. Everyone pretty much knows everyone. They hang out all the time. Whenever there's conventions and whatever, you'll see them around in collabs as well. But not just the people who are in front of the camera, but there's also other people in the communities themselves who are really, really cool. There's some people who do other DIY buds. There are some people who do headphone modifications, some people who do cables, some people who make IEMs, who aren't listed on those websites because they're either a one-man job or two-person job, and they do sell them. They're well renowned, like Seventh Acoustics, for example, just 2-man job. They make amazing IEMs. Their Supernova was really good. Got to try it myself. The people who do cables, like this, they can do custom cables. They do custom buds, and so many other stuff. Like so many cool people, and I want to say their names, or at least their Discord names, but I'm actually doing this in secret as a surprise to everyone. So I'm not sure if I can, but you'll know them when you get into the communities. They're all really, really cool people. And yeah, so welcome to the hobby, I guess. Hope you enjoy your time. Please be nice to everyone. Please be respectful. Understand that everyone has their own preferences. You don't have to like what other people like. They don't have to like what you like. Just be respectful, be nice, and enjoy your stay. And welcome to the Discords. See ya.